Hello, I'm Dr. Douglas J. Tataryn, and welcome to Conquering Anxiety, Emotional Clarity on the Go, the audio program that helps you get emotionally clear in times of stress that you can listen to in the middle of that stress. You're about to take part in a process, a method of getting from A to B. Our starting point is one of anxiety, stress, and fear, and our destination, a clear mind, ready to tackle anything. After all, you weren't meant to suffer from anxiety and distress all your life. One last point before we begin. I want to let you know that going through this process is also about helping you develop emotional maturity. When you're emotionally mature, you'll know the difference between emotions and feelings. You'll know what you're feeling when you're feeling it, and not figuring out you're upset hours after the encounter. Emotional maturity means listening to your partner complain about work or something and hearing all the subtext behind it, what they're actually feeling and why they're upset. Emotional maturity means being okay with someone crying and not trying to fix them or distract them from their tears or pain. Because when you're emotionally mature, you know that 90% of emotional healing is about honoring the emotional system by fully experiencing and expressing your feelings in a healthy way. Let's get to it. Let's start with your activation. Something's upsetting you right now. It might be the overwhelm from work or demands from your family. It might be that you're embarrassed or you feel like you're unable to perform properly. You might be triggered by something that's just happened. Perhaps a trauma from your past is bringing up overwhelming feelings. The thing we're going to do now is just notice it. Just guide your attention to what's happening in your body. What does it feel like? Where in your body do you feel it? How is this feeling different from your normal feeling? Is there a tightness, tension, perhaps some heat or cold? Are you feeling this in your chest, your belly, your forehead, perhaps your arms or your feet? The signs you're upset might also be in your thoughts or your behaviors. Do you feel like people are looking at you or judging you? Do you find yourself avoiding social encounters, wanting to get a beer or a glass of wine or something from the fridge? Perhaps you just can't sit still, or you find yourself getting irritable and short-tempered with people. Perhaps you just want to withdraw and go to sleep for a while. It's good to notice these things, because these are going to be the signs that you use in the future to signal to you that you're upset. Everyone has different signs that you'll come to recognize as signaling you're emotionally activated, and that's what you need to notice. Basically, anytime you notice you're anxious or one of your emotional activation signs is active, I want you to stop and notice that you're activated, and I'm going to give you the following steps to go through on how to deal with it properly. The next step is to stop and experience it fully. This is perhaps the most uncomfortable part. We tend to avoid what's happening in us, building up the tension rather than releasing it. To experience it fully, allow yourself to relax and feel the gravity in the upset and the uncomfortableness of your situation. Don't look away from it. Don't distract yourself. Literally steep yourself in the feelings. If you go deep enough, you can activate processes that can clear it from your system, and this could be the last time you have to suffer this way. Remember, I'm here to help you conquer your anxiety. It's time to face it head on. So now that you've stopped and faced it, you're either beginning to lose or you've lost your fear of it. That's wonderful. Now I want you to really focus on it. Turn your full attention towards it and basically meditate on all the feelings and sensations in your body-mind right now. You need to get as close to this feeling as you can so that we can go on to the next step, which is to differentiate what you are feeling. What exactly do you feel in this moment? Try to find words that feel true for you even if your rational mind questions or tries to counter these feelings. We're trying to find words you can use to tell your loved ones about what happened to you, what happened that caused your activation and made you feel this way. What word fits the way that person treated you? What did they do to you? How did you interpret the situation? You're going to make up a story and put it all into words. You need to find the words for the emotion you're feeling, whether it's happy, sad, angry, or fearful. You need to find the interpersonal feelings that describe what happened between you or what you're afraid of happening. Feeling rejected, abused, ignored, dismissed. And you also need to find the core feelings that describe how you feel about yourself because of that treatment or what you did or what you're afraid of. Words like inadequate, worthless, and helpless. Once you've found one or two of those words, you need to say the word out loud. Let your ears hear the words instead of just thinking them. It's important to say it out loud because it makes it more real, and it bypasses some of the repressive filters and mechanisms that keep you from experiencing things fully. If the words don't resonate, if you don't feel the activation in your body when you say the words out loud, then you probably haven't found the right word, and you need to keep going and find words that resonate, that cause an increase in the activation in your body. You may need to say it out loud 2 or 3 or 4 times to really feel it and let it sink in. When you've found the word that resonates, stay with it. This part is essential to your healing. You have to face the meaning of that word, match it to all the sensations you've been feeling in your body, because that's what's going to complete the processing. It's going to be very uncomfortable. It's going to feel like your anxiety is getting worse, but it's not. You're actually transforming your anxiety into emotional activation, and now you're processing that emotion. And that's what you need to do to heal. Let yourself relax into these feelings and sensations. If the energy is big enough, you'll find yourself crying, and that's wonderful. Just be with the words, be with the reverberations in your body. Let yourself cry. Those tears with the right feeling words are releasing and resetting and healing your emotional system. So you've just done something quite incredible. You've just turned your anxiety, where you've been focusing on the physiological parts of the emotional experience, and stepped 1 or 2 stages deeper into your system, into the actual emotional experience. And this is where all the leverage is and where all the healing takes place. If you can keep working here, your anxiety will just go away. When you get activated in the future, you won't be experiencing anxiety. You'll be realizing that you're emotionally activated, and you'll take these steps to that situation and you'll process your emotions. The anxiety literally won't exist because you're seeing it differently, and you're seeing it in such a way that you can do something about it. Speaking of doing something about it, sometimes there's one more step you need to take. You can process lots of this emotional energy all by yourself, at home alone, in your bedroom, or on the couch. But sometimes it won't go away. It'll nag at you. That often means you have to take action, and you have to do something to honor all this processing. Maybe you need to say something to someone. Perhaps you need to actively forgive yourself and renew, make a commitment to be a different kind of person. Perhaps you have to go talk to someone and apologize to them, or you need to talk to someone and say, I don't like the way you treated me. You'll know what it is because you'll either feel really scared when you think about doing it, or it'll feel real right when you imagine doing it. Go do it. Now breathe deeply and know that you and your emotional system have just undergone a deep reconnecting experience, and maybe even a deep crying purge. And this is wonderful. You're changing your relationship to your emotional system, and you're helping it grow up and mature. This will shift your understanding of anxiety and change your relationship to your body. You can now embrace your emotions and your emotional system in a healthy way so that anxiety becomes a thing of the past. Congratulations. With this experience and newfound clarity, you're well on your way to conquering anxiety. I'm Dr. Douglas J. Tataryn, originator of the Bio-Emotive framework, and this has been Conquering Anxiety, Emotional Clarity on the Go.